Finding Agent Barkley. Every day after school, Evan and his dog, Barkley, went on adventures. They fought pirates, they searched for buried treasure, they went to the moon. Before you get jealous, you should know that these adventures took place in Evan's imagination. You see, each afternoon, Evan took Barkley for a walk in the neighborhood. It was on these walks that Evan imagined detailed adventures. They were always great fun. Last week, Evan got off the school bus and walked home. As always, his aunt was there to greet him. After eating a snack, Evan told Aunt Laura, "It's time for Barkley's walk." Barkley, hearing those words, began to bark and spin in circles. Evan took the leash from the hook near the front door and attached it to Barkley's collar. Barkley whined and tugged on the leash. "I know, boy," Evan said. "I'm ready to go too." Evan opened the door and Barkley ran out, dragging Evan behind. "Slow down, Barkley," Evan laughed. "You're so boisterous." Soon, Evan and Barkley were in rhythm, walking at a quick but manageable pace. The pair passed a group of mailboxes where a neighbor was using her key to open her mailbox. Evan began to whisper, "Yes, I see her, Agent Barkley. Yes, I think she is the spy we have been searching for. Let's observe her before we take action." Evan and Barkley continued to a bench a little farther down the sidewalk. Evan sat and continued his conversation with Agent Barkley. Just then, Barkley let out a loud bark. Suddenly, he lurched forward, pulling so hard against the leash that his head popped out of the collar. Evan stared in confusion at the latched collar, dangling at the end of the leash still in his hand. "Barkley!" he screamed. "Come back!" But Barkley was already out of sight. Did something frighten Barkley? He had never run away before. Evan did not know what to do. Should he try and chase after Barkley, or should he go get Aunt Laura? Evan knew he was only supposed to go to the end of the street and back on his daily walks. He certainly did not have permission to cross streets and wander around the neighborhood on a true adventure looking for Barkley. In a split second, Evan made the decision to get help. He ran back down the street, flying as fast as his legs would carry him. He burst through the front door, calling, "Aunt Laura, help!" "Evan," Laura asked, "what's wrong?" "Barkley," Evan panted, "ran away. I can't find him." "Oh, no," said Laura. "That's not like him. I don't think he'll stray too far. Come on, let's get on the bikes and find him." Evan and Laura each took a bicycle from the garage. Hopping on, Laura said, "Let's start by going back to where you were when you last saw Barkley." The two set off down the street, each calling, "Barkley, here, boy." They rode down the street, passing the mailboxes. Evan briefly noted that the lady was no longer there. "We were sitting on that bench just ahead when Barkley ran away," said Evan. At the bench, Aunt Laura and Evan stopped pedaling. They set down their kickstands and began to look around, all the while calling Barkley's name, but he was nowhere to be found. "Excuse me," a voice called from across the street. "Are you looking for a dog?" Aunt Laura answered, "Yes," but Evan only stared, open-mouthed, at the source of the voice. It was the lady from the mailbox. "The spy has Agent Barkley," Evan said. "Evan, what on earth are you talking about?" asked Aunt Laura, confused, as they walked their bikes to the lady's house. The woman led them to the backyard. As he followed her, Evan was torn between reality and his imagination. Was the woman leading them to Barkley, or was this a trap? As they turned the corner, Evan heard loud barking. Barkley was in trouble. Evan ran to the fence ahead of the woman and opened it. There was Barkley, playing with a dog his size. He did not look like he was in any danger. He looked like he was having the time of his life. Even Evan looked at the woman puzzled. "This is my dog, Baxter," said the woman. "He dug out of the fence. Your dog saw him do it while I was at the mailbox. I believe that's when your dog ran over here. I think he wanted to romp with Baxter. They've been playing nonstop. I saw your phone number on Barkley's tag. I called, but there was no answer. I thought you might be looking for Barkley, so I have been watching for you." Aunt Laura and Evan thanked the woman, who said her name was Lexi Stinson. Evan went to put the collar and leash back on Barkley. Miss Stinson suggested, "You might want to get a harness for Baxter. That way, when you walk him, he can't get away." As they were leaving, Miss Stinson invited Evan to bring Barkley back any time to play with Baxter. "We could both use the company," she said. "Do you know anything about spies?" Evan asked curiously. "Oh, yes," she said. "I have a lot of stories I can tell you about all kinds of adventures." Evan thought he was going to like Miss Stinson. The end.